Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Akar and the Heavenly Father. True name is Yahweh, and His unbegotten Son, Ba'ashem, and name Hamashiach Kabashai. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the last word of our little tongue. And I say Barakatham to the elders, Ba'akim Akwaf, and I say Shalom. And this is a sit-down lesson of the prophecy updates as of September the 25th, 2024 on this Wednesday afternoon. And this is a news article from the Jerusalem Post. As we've been seeing, the rising tensions been heating up between the Hezbollah versus the IDF. The cross-border conflicts of Lebanon and Israel have been heating up ever since then. And this is a news article by the Jerusalem Post staff, published September 25th, 2024, that reads, "The IDF begins new rounds of strikes in Lebanon," reports. The IDF began on Wednesday night a new round of strikes in Lebanon, the Army radio reported. This is a developing story. And this is it says IDF troops detached suspicious movement on Lebanese border, open fire. It says U.S. announced a $375 million in military aid for Ukraine. Missiles hit cars at a Hamran site. U.S. sanctions groups for operation in the support of the IRGC of Hezbollah. Drones breach Elliott airspace. Air Haifa to begin flying from Monday. And this is another sign of Matthew 24, verse 6, wars and rumors of wars. And this is a news article from the Jerusalem Post as of September 25th, 2025, and it reads, "The IDF commander urges readiness for possible Lebanese invasion amidst Hezbollah conflict." IDF Northern Commander urged readiness for potential Lebanese invasion and amidst escalating conflict with Hezbollah as a Operation Northern Arrows intensify. The IDF commander, Gordon, on Wednesday told its forces that we need to be very ready to go into action and invade Lebanon in the rising escalations against Hezbollah. Speaking to the Bridget 7, he emphasized that their actions must change the security reality for Israel's 60,000 northern residents who have been evacuated from their homes earlier in a year. In the addition, Gordon says, "We have entered a new phase in the conflict, and now we are fighting as part of the operation of Northern Arrows." The operation began very harsh strikes against Hezbollah capabilities with an emphasis on a long-range firepower as a significant as harm to its commanders and operatives. It's the book of Matthews. Salakia. And this is the book of Matthews 24 and verse 6. "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by anybody." Right, so these increasing of wars and rumors of wars is only going to continue to increase. Salakia for that. Matthews 24, verse 7, "For nation shall rise against nation," right, Hezbollah versus the IDF, that's nation against nation. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places." This is the prophet Joel, chapter 3 and verse 9. It says, "Proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up." Right, that's what we're seeing over there in Western Asia, quote unquote, the so-called Middle East, which is Western Asia. That's why we're seeing the ongoing cross-border conflicts are heating up between the IDF versus Hezbollah and the pro-Iranian groups as well too, and the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps going against the IDF throughout the whole region. So we're going to continue to increase the escalations on both sides. Proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Verse 10, beat your plowshares and the swords, into plenty hooks, into spears, and let the weak sound strong. Right, let the weak sound strong. It says the UNSC must call for Israel, Hezbollah, to step back from an all-out war, which is highly unlikely. If diplomatics fail, Israel will use all means in Lebanon, the UN envoy says. It says Biden and Markham discuss a joint efforts for Israel Hezbollah ceasefire. Once again, highly unlikely. First Thessalonians, for when they shall say peace and say such rush come upon them. New commander take over military intelligence. Operation divisions. So let me check the RT.com, more prophecy updates. So yeah, you know, that Russia-Ukraine situation. The Russia-Ukraine situation, that's only going to intensify. I meant to say was Hezbollah versus the IDF, so that's only going to continue to intensify. It says Putin ordered changes to Russia's nuclear doctrine. It says Putin orders changes to Russia's nuclear doctrine. The president has suggested several new criteria that will merit a nuclear response. Russia should update its nuclear doctrine to clearly define circumstances that could prompt Moscow to launch a nuclear strike. President Vladimir Putin told in a meeting of the National Security Council on Wednesday. He also suggested that expand its list of threats that would include reliable information of a major airstrike being a launch against Russia. The list of the criteria will be justified. Russia's list of its nuclear deterrents shall be expanding in the updated version of the doctrine, Putin told in a meeting. Aggression against Russia by non-nuclear state supported by a nuclear power should be treated as a joint strike, the president said. Right, so those Western allies and the United States and NATO and other outside resource allies, that supports Ukraine and the Western countries of the United States. That's why, as I read it again, aggression against Russia by non-nuclear states supported by a nuclear power should be treated as a joint attack, the president says. Moscow would also consider resorting to a nuclear response if it gets reliable information about a massive missile or airstrike launch by another state against Russia or its close ally, Belarus, was most likely NATO and the Western countries. To Putin, the weapons used in an enemy's potential strike could include anything from ballistic or true cruise missiles to strategic aircraft and drones, he stated. We reserve a right to use nuclear weapons in the case of an aggression against Russia and Belarus, the Russian president saying, adding that the principles have already been coordinated with Minsk. Nuclear weapons can be used in any enemy posed in a critical threat to either state sovereignty through the use of conventional weapons, he explained. Putin did not elaborate when the changes to the Russia's nuclear doctrine will take effect. Senior Russian officials, including Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov and Kremlin, spoke to Dmitry Peskov. Oh, okay.